Hello, dear friends. Have you ever thought about how a simple action, something you might do without even thinking, could hold a clue to how long and how well you might live? It sounds a bit like a mystery, doesn't it? Well, today we're going to talk about something just like that. It's called the 10-second single-leg stand test. And some are saying it might just predict if you'll live past 90. Intriguing, right? So let's dive into this fascinating connection between balance and longevity. You might be wondering, where does this idea even come from? Is it just an old wives' tale? Actually, there's some serious science looking into this. Back in 2022, a study published in the prestigious British Journal of Sports Medicine made quite a splash. Researchers followed a group of middle-aged and older adults for several years. They found that those who couldn't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had a significantly higher risk of death from any cause in the following years. That's a pretty strong statement, isn't it? And it doesn't stop there. More recently, in 2024, experts from the renowned Mayo Clinic also highlighted the importance of this simple test. They emphasized that our ability to balance is a key indicator of our overall neuromuscular health. As we age, our muscles and the nerves that control them can naturally decline, a process sometimes called neuromuscular aging. This test gives us a quick snapshot of how well that system is working. The data suggests that difficulty with this test isn't just about being a bit wobbly. It could point to deeper health issues. So, why would something as simple as standing on one leg be such a powerful predictor? Well, think about what it takes to balance on one foot. It requires good communication between your brain, your nerves, and your muscles. Your brain needs to sense your body's position, your nerves need to relay messages quickly, and your muscles need to be strong enough to make tiny adjustments to keep you upright. This single action is a complex coordination of many body systems. If your balance is good, it suggests that these systems are functioning well. It often means you have decent muscle strength, especially in your legs and core. It implies your proprioception, your body's ability to sense its position in space, is sharp. And it indicates your nervous system is responding effectively. All of these are crucial components of overall health and vitality. Decline in balance can be an early warning sign that these systems are not at their best, potentially increasing the risk of falls, which can be very serious as we get older, and also reflecting a general decline in physical resilience. Now, you might be thinking, what could make it hard for me to stand on one leg? Several factors can influence your ability to perform this test. Age is a natural one. As we get older, some decline in balance and muscle strength is common, but it's not inevitable that it becomes poor. Certain medical conditions can also play a significant role. Things like neurological disorders, Parkinson's disease, for instance, or a history of stroke, can directly impact balance. Arthritis or other joint problems in your hips, knees, or ankles can make it painful or difficult to stand steadily on one leg. Muscle weakness, whether from lack of activity or other health issues, is another major factor. If the muscles supporting your stance aren't strong, balancing will be tough. And of course, your inherent sense of balance, which can be affected by inner ear issues or even certain medications, plays a part too. It's important to understand these factors, not to feel discouraged, but to be aware of what might be influencing your own abilities. So, are you curious to see how you fare? Let's talk about how to do the test. It's very simple. First, find a clear space, perhaps near a wall, or a sturdy chair you can hold on to if you feel unsteady. Safety first, always. Stand barefoot if possible, or in flat, non-slip shoes. Place your hands on your hips, or let them hang by your sides, whatever feels comfortable. Then, lift one foot a few inches off the ground, bending your knee so you're lifted. Foot is behind you or to the side of your standing leg. Try to hold this position for as long as you can, up to 10 seconds, without wobbling too much or touching your lifted foot down. Focus your gaze on a spot in front of you to help maintain balance. Once you've tried one leg, give the other leg a go. Now, what's considered good? Well, the 2022 study focused on that 10-second mark for adults aged 51 to 75. Generally, for those under 60, holding for well over 10 seconds, perhaps 20-30 seconds, is often achievable. For those in their 60s and 70s, aiming for that 10-second mark is a good goal. If you're over 80, even holding for 5 seconds can be a sign of good functional balance. But please remember, these are just general guidelines. Don't be disheartened if you can't hit these numbers right away. The key is to see where you are now and then think about how you can improve. And that brings us to the most important part. What can you do if you find your balance isn't what you'd like it to be? The wonderful news is that balance, like muscle strength, can be improved with practice. There are many simple exercises you can incorporate into your daily routine. You could start with an assisted single leg stand. Hold onto a chair or wall lightly, with one or both hands, and practice lifting one foot. As you get steadier, try to rely less on the support. Wall sits are great for building leg strength. Lean against a wall and slide down as if you're sitting in a chair, holding for a few seconds, and then standing back up. Simple squats, even shallow ones, also help build lower body strength, which is crucial for balance. Make sure your knees stay behind your toes. Calf raises, where you stand and lift your heels off the floor, can strengthen your calf muscles and ankles. You can even add a little resistance by holding light weights or using a resistance band. Practicing high knee walks, where you lift each knee high as you step, can improve both balance and coordination. And don't forget the simple tandem walk, walking heel to toe, as if on a tightrope. You can do this along a line on the floor, or even just across your living room. Start slowly and gently with any new exercise. Even a few minutes each day can make a real difference over time. Remember, that story I heard about a gentleman named Arthur? He was in his late 70s and realized his balance was making him nervous about going for walks. He started with just holding onto his kitchen counter and lifting one leg for a few seconds at a time. Gradually, week by week, he increased the time and relied less on the counter. Within a few months, he felt much more confident, and his walks became enjoyable again. It's these small, consistent efforts that truly count. So what's the takeaway from all of this? This simple 10-second single-leg stand test is more than just a party trick. It's a valuable, easy way to get a glimpse into your body's overall health and resilience. It reminds us that balance is a fundamental aspect of our well-being, especially as we navigate our golden years. Don't just see it as a test, but as an invitation. An invitation to pay more attention to your body, to understand its needs, and to take proactive steps towards a healthier, more stable, and hopefully longer life. Why not try the test yourself today? See it as a starting point. And then think about incorporating some simple balance and strength exercises into your daily routine. It doesn't have to be complicated or strenuous. Little and often is the key. By taking these small actions, you're not just working on your balance, you're investing in your future health and independence. You're taking a small test to help guard your greater well-being. Thank you for joining me today to explore this. I hope you found it informative and inspiring. Remember, every step you take towards better balance is a step towards a more vibrant life. Take care, dear friends, and keep moving. If you found this information helpful, perhaps consider sharing it with someone else who might benefit. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How did you do on the test? What are your favorite ways to stay active? Until next time, stay healthy and stay balanced.